Casey of Coffee and Hobby. Today we're going to be talking about mini painting with Tourette's. I was diagnosed officially in 2017. I have unofficially dealt with it my entire life. I went undiagnosed for a very long time. Most of my Tourette's are physical, so even when I'm on my meds, I'll do an accidental double click, I accidentally, when I'm on certain sites, click the Femboy Sisters of Battle Hentai when I went to click the Furami Vanilla Sisters of Battle Hentai. Anyways, all jokes aside, it is something that I and many others struggle with. I know those of you who don't have Tourette's likely also associate it more so with the auditorial ones, like the swearing and that. I used to have those, but anymore, a lot of my tics are physical, which is where what we're talking about today comes into play. Because even those who have primarily auditorial tics, those are often paired with physical tics. So, before I get into anything else, I want to state something that I think is one of the most important things, especially if you have tics and you're more prone to this, is that don't be afraid to make mistakes. Even though when people make mistakes, it's common, it's fine. You just learn to deal with them, you figure out ways around them, figure out ways to fix them. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's part of the hobby. It's part of life in general. No person is perfect, no matter what some people may think of themselves. So, don't go into this thinking that you are not going to make any mistakes, that the advice I give you will somehow make it so you magically won't make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. It's just part of life. It's part of the hobby, it's part of life. It's also part of learning. And I do also want to encourage you to just, if you have Tourette's, don't be afraid to paint minis. Because this is a wonderful hobby that is so inclusive and embracing of so many people. I've met all sorts of people within this hobby. Gay, straight, conservative, libertarian, completely normal, crazy, that done crazy. And yeah. And don't think that because you have Tourette's, you can't do something like mini painting. Your Tourette's is not going to stop you from mini painting. Does it mean you have to deal with different challenges from other people? Yeah. A lot of times it means you have to deal with a bit more challenges. But it is what it is. Just enjoy it. This is a hobby. I do it more so for a sort of job, but I also just find it really relaxing. So don't be afraid to paint minis if you have Tourette's, because you can and you will likely enjoy it. If you're interested, there's a good chance you'll enjoy it. And next, I want to address something that kind of stigmatized by some parts of the community, because there are people who view it as, oh, this is just to make normal people happy, or, oh, I don't need this because I can deal with it myself, is taking medicine. I take medicine for my Tourette's. This is why you don't see me twitching or ticking a whole bunch, during my videos is I take medicine for my Tourette's. And I recommend that you take medicine for your Tourette's to help with that stuff. Talk to your doctor. See what's a good medicine for you. What works for me may not work for you. Heck, a medicine may not work for you, but it's worth it to look into it and to figure that out because it will make this easier. But it also is just good for your health. And unfortunately, one of the things with Tourette's is that it, if left unchecked, it can hurt the neurological pathways, which means later on in life you'll be more prone to things such as dementia. But anyways, moving on from that topic, there's something that I think is important, and that is not even by normal people, but I think it's especially important for those of us with Tourette's because of the physical aspect of the condition. Is to have anchor points, like having a painting handle like this, where you can just hold it, you can anchor your hands there, or like having a desk like what I have here. Desk or table to just rest your hands, anchor them in place, and just help to stabilize yourself. Stabilize the mini. Normal people without Tourette's do this, but I think it's especially important for those of us with Tourette's do it because it kind of helps us to cope with and circumvent some of the physical aspects. Next, I want to talk about having things at hand to help you cope with your Tourette's. For me, one of those things is coffee. That's the main thing I use. It helps with so many things I deal with. People wonder why I'm addicted to it. Yeah. Oh, aside from the fact that I've literally been drinking it since conception because my mom, she could drink coffee with me, and yeah. Anyways, when you're painting minis, I really recommend having something nearby, whether it be a drink or a snack or a plushie or something to help that can help you cope with your Tourette's and your tics. Having that nearby, having that at hand. And getting back to the actual painting part, you really have to be very careful when it comes to the thinner parts. Like extra careful, more careful than a normal person because of the physical aspect of Tourette's. It's a lot easier to break a thinner or more fragile part. So you really want to be extra careful with those parts of minis. Yeah. So there is a lot of posts in that I've seen. A lot of people have always talked about trouble getting clean lines. So how do we get clean lines? Because even if you're not having a big episode, a lot of us with Tourette's have trouble just stabilizing in general. It can be one of those things that is a pain in the butt to do. So how do you get clean lines if you can't really get your hands to be all that stable? Well, stencils. I got a stencil sheet right here. Tape, putty, cover up what you don't want to paint, and you can get a good clean line. These methods are used by normal people as well, but I think they're especially helpful for those of us with Tourette's and other conditions where our hands aren't too stable or we have trouble really stabilizing ourselves. Is using stencils, tapes, and different things to cover up what you don't want to paint so you can get those nice clean lines. Now, if you start to have an episode, or you feel like you're starting to have an episode, set the main down. It's better to take a break from miniature painting. Better to take a bit of a break than accidentally break the model. And if you feel like you can't paint at a certain point, at a moment, go ahead and take a break. This is a hobby, so if if one day you feel like you're having a particularly hard time with your Tourettes, you're having a bunch of tics, take a break from mini painting. Come back to it when you feel better, when you feel more up to painting. This is a hobby. It isn't a job. You can take a break. Unless you're me. And lastly, I want to encourage you to be aware of your body and your surroundings, so that if you're, say, painting a mini and your hand, then you know that your taste is that your hands are just going to fling out. Make sure that you don't really have anything there, or what's there can't really be broken or knocked down easily. Just be aware of yourself and your surroundings. And yeah. Don't be afraid to enjoy the hobby, because this is an awesome hobby, and you shouldn't let your conditions or disabilities keep you from enjoying it. I enjoy mini painting. Heck, I have an entire channel where it's based on mini painting. So I really do encourage you, even if you have Tourette's, take my advice from this video and paint minis, enjoy it, have fun. So now I will close this video by thanking you for watching, encouraging you to like and subscribe. And now, as always, I'm Casey of Coffee and Hobby, signing out. Remember to drink coffee and paint minis.